Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at the new MG4 all-electric vehicle. We're going to go through some of the different aspects, what we like about it, what I don't like about it, certain functionalities. We'll look at the interior and the exterior, and we'll just get an all-round view on what we think of the vehicle. Straight away, what I like about the car, to be honest, is I like that it's black. I think it looks really sleek. I personally like the tinted windows. I think it gives an element of privacy, and I think it just makes the car look a lot more like sleeker. Looking at the exterior, we've got the wheels. I think the rims or the alloys, I think they look quite good. I think they're trendy. They look quite on brand with like a sporty vibe. Coming round, I think the headlights are really nice. That's actually one of the features that I really like. They have nice LED features, and that's good. Coming to the back, I mean, for me, not sure what this is all about. It's not personally my cup of tea, but I think if that's what you like, it looks really sporty and nice. And as we come around to the front of the exterior, I think it just has a really nice, mean look. It looks like a strong car. The LED lights for me are a really nice feature. They're on the back and the front, and it just adds to the all-round sleekness of the look of the MG4. Looking at the dashboard and the cabin of the MG4, something for me that I don't like is the glove compartment is so little. Like, what are you fitting in there? Like, I'd prefer like a shelf or something with a bit more kind of room. Air vents, typically you'd put your phone holder in an air vent, but with the design of the MG4, there isn't that capability to do so. So by having the wireless charger, it really lends nicely to that feature, with the phone charging whilst you drive, and then you would use the media screen for your maps and your sat nav. So really, there is no need for like the air vents and ugly phone holders. So I like that feature. I think that is really nice. Coming down to the storage, I like that the controls are floating. It's nice. You don't need to go down low. You can do your drive, neutral, and reverse, and your handbrake, all from a really accessible, nice section. Further down, we can put our cups, our waters, our drinks, which is really great. And you have this nice little feature just for some extra storage. Another thing that I really like is there is no start-stop button in this car. You just come in and you unlock the vehicle. So with your key, you can either chuck it in there if you want to, or if you don't want it to wiggle around, you have this really nice little wallet to house the key, which I think is quite a nice feature if you don't forget it in the car. In the armrest, you have another small storage space that you can put some things in. It's quite handy. I think with the glove compartment being really small, it's nice to have the availability of another storage section available, but ultimately I would prefer a bigger glove compartment. The sun visor has a really nice mirror, which is really great if you just want to have a few, check yourself out a little bit. But for me, there's no vanity light, which in the nighttime, that's something that I would prefer in my car. Another fave is the little sunglass hut. Love that, really easy. You can keep a pair of sunglasses in the car at all times when you've got the glare coming through as you're driving. It's really nice just to have something really handy just up there. Looking at the media wall, it comes in Apple CarPlay and Android, which is great because it doesn't matter what phone that you have. For me, although it's quite simple, there are a lot of steps to kind of access certain things. I like something a lot more stripped back. But you can see, for example, the weather, if that's something that you want to see really accessible. So looking at the interior of the car and the seats, I actually think they're really comfortable. I like that the seats curve up on the side, kind of holds you nice and snug in your seat, which is really great. For me personally, the blue stitching isn't something that I would personally go for. So it's around the seats, it's around the floor mats. I just think it's quite boisterous and quite a male-dominated colour. I would prefer something a bit more neutral, so a grey or a different shade of sort of black, just to complement the car better. That would suit me more. Looking at the seats capabilities though, you can come up, which is great for smaller people. You can bring the seat really down if you've kind of got really tall legs and you're long, so you can reach all the pedals. And the seats also really nicely go back and forward with the electric dials on the side. So yeah, I think this is like quite comfortable, to be fair. Might even have a little nap. So the steering wheel is actually quite a nice shape. It's a little bit unusual. It's a bit like a hexagon. But for me, I actually find that quite comfortable. I think I'm quite a small lady, so I don't need a big, huge steering wheel to drive. I feel actually more comfortable with this size and shape steering wheel. I really love all the buttons. It means everything is just so accessible at the touch of your fingertips. The steering wheel is adjustable, but it's by a manual lever that you have to pull the steering wheel up and down. For me, of a car with this tech and being an EV car, I would have preferred maybe a nice automatic button where you can set the mode for the different drivers. If my partner was driving, he could set the mode for kind of his body shape and height, and I could, because with the manual feature, it does feel a bit like, a bit difficult back and forward. I mean, it's not the hardest thing, but it would just be my preference. I quite like how the vents are really sleek. You almost feel like they're not here because they are hidden along the plastic front of the dashboard. But my concern would be, will they cool you down enough? Will they heat you up enough in the winter? Do they provide enough kind of airflow for what you're trying to achieve? But I do love the look of it, and it makes the dashboard feel really actually empty. It's quite a strange feeling. You just have your two screens, one for your media display, and the other is, I guess, all the other features that you need in your car, but it's a bit bizarre. It's all on just a little screen. So the door bins for me are actually pretty practical. They're not huge, they're not too little. You can put a few bits and pieces in there while you're driving. They also will fit, I think, like a small bottle, but like I said, you've got the really great size down here, so it doesn't compromise anything. If anything, it probably would lend itself nicely to a door bin. Coming round, you have the window buttons, which is really great. Lock and unlock, really simple, everything. Like I said, at the ease of your fingertips, everything you need is here, from your handbrake to the windows, to locking of the vehicle, the doors, everything is right here, which I really love. So now the back of the car. For me, I actually really love the back. I think it feels really spacious. There's loads of room. I've got loads of leg room. I'm about 5'4", 5'5", and like you can see, there's loads. If you were a taller person, I still think you'd have loads of room to stretch out your legs. Even for the height, like I have loads of headspace, and again, if you were taller, I still think you'd have loads of space, leg room and height room for the vehicle. Coming down, we have some back seat pockets for the chairs. Now for me, again, quite impractical. I don't think you're going to fit much in these. Maybe a packet of wipes or something really quick, but there isn't that much space and the fabric isn't that flexible. So these things are quite cute. I guess you could quickly pop something in. Definitely not wide enough to fit a bottle of anything, but definitely something really quick, something impractical, a phone maybe, you could get that in there, a dummy, a comforter for a child, maybe you could lean it in there. So it's a nice feature to have. Back seats have ample space for baby seats, car seats for the children. I think even if there was one in one seat, there'd be more than enough room and comfort for other guests to be in the back of the vehicle with, you know, big baby seats. They can be really bulky, they can be really clunky, but I do feel like the back here is really spacious and nice. And a lovely feature is it's got built-in ready the clips for the baby seat, which is really nice and something that I would expect to see in a more modern vehicle. So another great thing is you have the USB charging port ready for people to charge or to use. The only thing I'm not keen on is with today's day and age, we have a lot of USB-C chargers and there isn't a USB-C port. So that's something that, again, I would expect to see both variations, USB and the USB-C charging features for the back of the vehicle. Something that for me isn't so great is I feel like the boot space is quite minimal. So you can see we've got our bags in our filming equipment, and if I had a pram or, you know, I'd maybe gone shopping and I had quite a few bits in, I don't think it gives enough room to accommodate the lifestyle that we live day to day. The 3-pin plug that the MG comes with, but they also keep you charging on the go with your EV charging lead. This is your get out of jail card. Don't take it out of the car. Keep it in the car using the Zap map. You can charge anywhere you need to with the EV charging cable. If you're lucky enough to have a charger at home, all you would do is plug in this side, plug the other side into the MG, and you're ready to charge the vehicle wherever you are. If I'm charging at night at home, for me, it just makes most sense. If it's dark, you have the little light features that is going to help, which is also quite a nice feature. And here you have the option for the DC charging as well, which is great. So what you do is they start this kind of color. Then when you plug it in the car, they go like a darker shade of blue. And then when the vehicle is charging, they change to a green color, which is really nice. You can track kind of how quick the car is charging, how much charge there is. So this is my first time driving an MG4, and my experience so far is it's really nice. It's really smooth. It's really quiet. It's quick enough, but not too quick. It's quite a pleasant drive, to be honest with you. I feel very comfortable in my seat. You've got a really nice view out the front. It's really wide. I feel like I have a really great visual of the road and everything around me, which is a really nice feature I think that the car has. It's more spacious, it's really smooth. I like the fact that it's electric. I like the fact that it's automatic, so I currently drive a manual. So that's a really nice feature. It's very easy. Turns round the roundabout really nicely. Steering feels actually really light. I feel like as you go, the wheel comes back towards you really nicely. So I currently drive a Fiat 500. It is unfortunately a diesel petrol vehicle. I mainly use my car for commuting to and from work, seeing family, seeing friends, kind of city drives. I don't do really much long haul driving or anything like that. So I think this car would actually suit someone like myself really well. I don't currently have children, so the boot space isn't that big of a deal in terms of making sure that I can fit prams and things like that in there. If I did have a family, I probably wouldn't opt for this vehicle, just because I do think things like the boot space probably would be a bit of a problem, and I would personally prefer a lot of a bigger car. But for commuting to work and things like that, I think it's actually a great car. For the price point that it's at, I think it's a really good actual EV option. A lot of the EV cars can be quite expensive, so I think it's perfectly placed in the market to be an affordable car. Yeah, I definitely recommend this car to someone on the market looking for an EV car. I think it's really affordable. I think all things considered, it is quite a sleek car. It has all the key basic features that you would like when purchasing a new car. Okay, it's not Tesla, it's not top of the range, you know, all singing, all dancing, drives itself. But for a good electric car that is budget friendly, I think this is actually a really nice option to go for. You can kind of tell a few features that I probably would have preferred that they had, like the boot that closes. But that aside, I mean, it is a nice car. It's easy to drive. It's not heavy. The steering's, you know, it's quite light. It's very comfortable in my hands. And I think as an all-rounder, everyday car, it's actually a really nice car. So there we have it. My review and my honest opinion on the MG4. Ultimately, I think it's a great car. It's accessible, it's affordable, and it just works for the everyday kind of lifestyle necessities that you need a car for. On the downside, the things that I would like improvements on, better tech features. I would like bigger boot storage or general storage around the car for my essentials, and preferably an auto close button for the boot if you're carrying heavy things. It's just a nicer, sleeker little touch to have. We say on the MG4, if you liked what you saw, please subscribe to our channel for more EV content coming soon.